So hi everyone, Craig Hanson here and welcome to my video. Flushing the driver consistently, hitting the ball great off the tee. It's just such an important area of the game, and it really leads to a lot of fun and leads to lower scores. And guys, there might be 1,000 different swings out there, but there really are 4 or 5 things that we need to look at, we need to do to consistently propel a golf ball down the line. Very, very important. Now these days, we're measuring swings, shafts, body movements with sensors. We have slow motion cameras, we have TrackMan, we've got force plates. We know what they're doing, and the swings, there's a little bit more commonality appearing now. People are, the top coaches and the top players are realizing now the things that we need to do. And we're seeing more and more swings looking a little bit more similar out there. Obviously they all have their slight idiosyncrasies, but to break it down and look at the averages of movement, very important. A lot of people think that they know the golf swing, but actually the further they get into it, when they're looking at world-class golf, they realize that they don't. And guys, check out World-Class Golf Instruction, the most detailed teaching platform out there. So guys, have a look at this. All right, now we're going to get to the top of the swing. Now when we first look at, we'll go through some great drivers of the golf ball in this video, and you'll be really surprised at some of the things that they're doing. Now, the closer that you can get yourselves, right, the closer you can get yourselves over time to these positions, the better you hit. Now, people actually know that. We jump on a video because we think, oh, that's the magic wand perhaps that's going to fix me, but we all know that to become good at anything, you need to work on it with good information consistently over time. Now, it's a great thing, improvement. Seeing improvement and working towards something. And so we're going to have a look at a few of the numbers here. Have a look at the back position here. Tiger Woods, 60 degrees. All right, now we've got Matt Wallace. This is, guys, one of the best swings in the world, 59 degrees. And I'm just showing you these two guys because you can have a look at the distance from the ball they're standing. It's about 2 fist widths, a couple of oranges maybe, around about. I mean, it varies just slightly. But there's when you're looking at the averages of movement, if you're trying to become the best golfer that you can, and perhaps you're not as skilled as Rory McIlroy, you want to have a look at the averages of movement and improving positions, and you get a feel through technique rather than just working on feel. Right, now let's look at these takeaways here. We can see this club face. If you've seen some of my other videos, this club face control is just so important for your wrist alignments, your shoulder planes. Right, and the ball's not moving around. You got to see yourself more as a motor, as a machine. Get your grips right, your setups right. So you're getting these club face positions up to 1 o'clock. All right, and these are some of the things we teach on World-Class Golf Instruction. How to build the swing and go through. It's sounds like a lot of work, but it's not. Getting these wrist alignments correct. So when you take your grip, your left wrist is going to have a little bit of a cup in it. That's what you call extension. And as you move it back, and the extension's about minus 20 degrees, and as you move it back and you get around here, it starts to get pretty close to being flat. Alright, so you can see that left wrist is flat, and when it's close to it, but when it gets sort of bowed, it's what we call flexion. Alright, now you can sort of see that if you're doing practice swings, just moving yourself back into that lead wrist position that's pretty flat here, you're going to be in a good place. Alright, now that helps you get your alignments right, your shaft playing, get your wrist alignments correct. And it keeps things in the club feels almost a little bit weightless when you do it, right? And then you can just practice drills now. This shoulder plane is something that's just, it needs to be looked at more. Right? It's a 40-degree thing, and you're getting up into the high 30s by a lot of players these days. So when you're sort of seeing them, you're seeing them in the high 30-degree area. Club golfers are often around mid-20s here with poor wrist alignments. Like, it's just not going to work. So if you're going to get yourself, build a backswing, get yourselves in a good backswing, get your shoulder plane, your wrist alignments right, and it's so hard to hit a bat from there. Now looking at this swing at the top, right, now what you're seeing with these club face positions, it's an interesting one because you're seeing them just about every time between 22 to 30 degrees. You're going to see it a lot. So it would make sense, right? If you've got your mobile phones, you've got your smartphones, you can put them on a little tripod or a little connection thing, and this is what we teach in World-Class Golf Instruction. We teach you to get in there and how to analyze it, so you can get in there and have a look to see where you are. Now, if you're 20 degrees, 25 degrees away from here, well, good luck with that one. It's difficult, isn't it? So you can see both of these players looking very, very similar at the top. Now, what you'll see is actually the club head. When you get in there, the club head it's a little bit it's a little bit higher the line in the face than the left arm. Now, a lot of the time we're taught that these two lines should match up, but the modern day player with the drivers, you know, they're getting in a stronger position at the top here. So when we're seeing tour professionals at the top, we're seeing that this club face here higher than the lead arm. Now, for club golfers, they'll tend to open up the club on the way down, but when you're looking at these top players here anyway, it doesn't matter if you're an aspiring professional, this is a great place to be, right? So you're seeing, look at these numbers, very similar to the 40 degrees in the club. You get yourself into that position, and you're in a good place. If you're nowhere near it, it does get a little bit difficult. And thank you to Michael Field for the use of your videos, Michael. They're just always fantastic, and you're traveling around the world and taking all these great clips. Here's a great swinger, Robert Rock here. We see a 37 degree shoulder plane getting to the top of the swing, and we'll see that sort of repeating theme. We've got around 30 degrees of the club face there, and actually gets a little bit more closed coming down here. So that's a great area. World-class golf instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied in helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction. You know, when we're looking at the front view, there's things that these, you know, great players, you know, obviously they have in common. And what we can show you is we're getting there and we show wide stances, looking at this lead leg, 80 degrees. This is what we talk about when you talk about averages of movement. You're sort of copying them. You know, if you get in there and you copy players, if you imitate these positions, 81 degrees Robert Rock, if you imitate these positions, you get similar results. It's just the way it is. All right, I'll pop a couple of lines in here. Just bear with me, guys. And you're going to like this. Watch this. Now, when these guys get to the top of the swing, you see Adam move slightly off the ball, lots of width, and they drive it well, and they're very flexible. And what we're trying to do is we're not trying to swing exactly, well, we are, but if we can't, the closer you get to these positions, the better you hit. It's all about us reaching our potentials, whatever that may be. Now look at this swing from the top. Now you'll see that there's going to be some lateral movement. Now there's obviously some good pivot numbers. So we're into 80 degrees up the side here. We're into 83 up the top. And this is something that we'll see a lot with players. Their numbers very similar in the way that they pivot. There's an 81 and Robert Rock on this side at 82. So they're very, very similar numbers. Right, now, we're taught to stay behind the ball, but what happens a lot is with great players, they're actually the top half. It will move slightly with them across, just for a little while. But and you'll see the bottom half moving too. So we've got some nice lateral shift, right? You see the head moving across. But what happens now is when they start to turn, the left shoulder will lift up, and they'll put the brakes on a little bit with the drive, and the shoulder will start to lift up. And as they keep turning, the head flies back, and that just helps them sort of level out this angle of attack. It's just important to notice where you're sort of standing as well. I just forgot to mention that. When you're having a look here at your spine angle, here's Adam Scott, 82 degrees, okay, over this way. Now you got Robert, he's a little bit further back here, but you're looking here between, normally around 78 to 82 is tour average. And when the players hit the ball, you'll see them with the driver, you'll see there's a bit of room here inside the shoulder and the wall, but they're very, very close to being exactly the same, these players, in and around impact. And that's what I'm saying, the closer you get, the better you hit, leaving the tee in the ground and moving through the ball in similar positions. And perhaps we can't get our body exactly into these positions, but it's a very, very important thing to notice that when you're chipping away and you're working on certain things in your swing, you're going to get closer and closer to these positions. And with online training, I've been helping so many people from around the world. It's been a pleasure to actually build up relationships and improve people without even meeting. Let's just check out this move from Matt Wallace here, 80 degrees here, and we'll just have a look at this fantastic pivot numbers again here. 79 degrees, right leg, 83. Now watch this head move across as it re-centers and everything collects, and now you'll start to turn. You see the same position here, some room into this position here and through into the finish. So guys, all of them swing very, very similar. Work hard, get yourself on the right information if you're looking for online lessons. Yeah, check out CraigHansonGolf.com. and have a look at world-class golf instruction. I'm telling you guys, that is really growing, and we've got some very famous instructors and fitness trainers joining the platform coming up, and it's growing and it's getting bigger. And join the community, join the chat room, and check out world-class golf instruction. Thanks for watching.